What's cracking, guys, and welcome back to another devlog. No, I'm not using other intros for comedic effect. I'm definitely not doing that. I don't know what I'm gonna do next week. Okay, over this past week, I've pushed back the equipment and armor setup from the plan. That'll be a lot later because I don't have the time to get around to modeling that. I figured I'd have more done by now, but I don't actually have much time to work on this during the week, or not as much as before. So I'm focusing on the things that'll actually make it run better as compared to some of the features that would be necessary. I've thrown out the last portion of the inventory system into the game, and it is almost done. It's a little bit that needs to be tweaked, such as inventory spaces on your armor itself, like allowing you to keep like potions inside your coat or something. Other than that, though, it should be all set. Up next should be the UI. I've started on that, given the inventory system, but I have to work in like the character and equipment sets and the quit menu. That's kind of important. I sent out a test build at one point, and I forgot to have a quit button. That was fun trying to explain how to get out of the program. There aren't any released ones. This was to someone I knew. There will be a release soon-ish. Don't quote me on that. But I'm hoping to get something out there as soon as I get some sort of multiplayer out there. Speaking of which, would maybe like to see, would anyone like to test this when the multiplayer goes live? It'll be really buggy. There'll be a lot of resets. I don't know what's going on. I don't even know if it's going to save very well. But I'm certainly going to need testers. So if you want to, just contact me, and I guess if you can see it, this email here. It's seedtherepg@gmail.com. There are periods in there, but I actually don't know if they're relevant. Okay, moving on to what we have for this week. Let's pull it up and fall from the sky. Let's move a little bit. So, if you take a look, two swords are on the ground. If I go hit I have an inventory. Currently, it doesn't lock your cursor, and the cursor or crosshair is still in front of the menu, but I'll fix that up later. It's almost done, though. If I click the travel backpack, you'll notice that it spawns you with two test swords. They currently don't do anything, they're just there. But they have all the information of a sword. I just can't really show it because it doesn't really know. It doesn't really know what to show, but there'll be some information on that soon. I'm going to go back and close it back out with I. If I go over here, you'll notice that you can press F to pick up the test swords. If I press 1 and pick up 1, I now have 3 test swords. These are, by the way, the same thing as the ones on the ground. It's just that these started off in the inventory and this one did not. Let's close that out. Oh, awkward. I need to have that reset. But let's see. Let's go pick up the other one. Pick up the test sword. There's no pickup animation yet. The walking backward animation is still the forward one, but it's getting there. If I open it back up, now there's 4. I can't really do anything with the things in the inventory just yet, but it's getting somewhere. Deal with equipment sometime soon. I know that looks like very little for this week, but actually getting the items to spawn on the ground with the correct information to actually stick it into a list in the inventory, and then have the inventory generate a list based on the information of the item, it was actually surprisingly difficult. So, yeah, I don't really have any more to show this week. Next week, that'll be a more fleshed out version of that menu, and something like that. And then we'll move on to multiplayer. Maybe. Or I'll be moving on to more sets of equipment first. I think I might do that. So, multiplayer might get pushed off a week or two. But we're moving along relatively close to the schedule, which is nice, considering we're how many weeks in? I'm just going to call this the Xth development log, because I do not remember. What are we on, 8? I think it's 8. Alright, cool. Well, see you again next week for the 9th one. Thanks for tuning in.